Hi guys, this is attorney Marina Shepelsky, the founder of Shepelsky Law Group. I'm a U.S. immigration attorney with 20 years of experience, and today's video is what to do when you just got your marriage interview letter. So you just received your letter, and that letter scheduled you for your double whammy of an interview. First, it's a marriage interview. It's an interview to test whether your marriage is real to a U.S. citizen or green card holder spouse. You filed, or rather, your spouse filed the I-130 family petition for you, and now the time has come when you have to go to USCIS and prove that your marriage is real. The burden is on you, as we say in law, meaning it's your responsibility to bring all the paperwork and to answer all the questions. But part two of that interview will be your personal interview for your fitness, for your eligibility to become a green card holder, for adjustment of status, which is the legal term for getting a green card and becoming a permanent resident of the United States. So it's a double whammy of an interview. As I said, you have to prove the marriage and you have to prove you are eligible to become a green card holder. Where is the first place to turn to? What should you do first? Where should you start to prepare? First of all, the adjustment of status interview is now, as of 2022, and I'm recording this right at the end of August, often waived for some couples. So you might not even get that letter. Maybe you're just watching this waiting for that letter and it will never come. You'll just get an approval notice. They're waiving interviews for people who included a lot of evidence of the marriage right from the beginning. Maybe you included joint tax returns, utility bills already in two spouses' names right off the bat. Maybe you have a long marriage and they just won't have to interview you. But if your interview is not waived, and if you have to attend, they will send you a letter, an interview notice, where you will be scheduled for an interview at a specific time in a specific place, where you will have an interview by USCIS interview, USCIS officer at the field office based on where you live, right? And you can look up your field office if you don't know yet by your zip code on uscis.gov. So you got an interview, you know when it is. It's usually 2 to 3 weeks from the time you receive the letter in the mail. And by the way, while you're waiting, I highly recommend that you open a My USCIS account where you will receive all the notifications, all the email, the warnings, alerts, notifications of anything happening to your case in your email on your phone before you even get the letter. So you will find out first that they sent you a letter before you even receive this letter. Open that My USCIS account, link all of your cases to it, the I-130, the I-485, the I-765 for the work permit if you're still waiting, and the I-131 for the advanced parole if you're still waiting. And you'll know about it even before the letter comes, but from the email, you will not know the date and the time of the interview, just that they sent you a letter for an interview. The first thing you do is you prepare the joint paperwork. The joint paperwork are the documents that have both spouses' names on them. I'm talking about not just your joint tax returns, the copy you received from your accountant, which, by the way, before you go to immigration, you should sign and date. But also, it makes sense to order IRS transcripts, official copies of those tax returns. Nowadays, they make it easy. You just log in to irs.gov, go to Get My Transcript, and download them. You create an account, you log in, and you just download your IRS transcripts. As many years as you have both spouses' names on them, download them, bring them to your interview. Not just the actual tax return with all the schedules, all the pages, everything, even the state part, but also the federal IRS official transcript of it. Now, let's talk about utility bills. It would be great if you had one or even two utility bills that have both first names of the spouse on them. Now, people complain to me, they say, Marina, my utility company refuses to add my spouse's name to my bill. It's too many letters and words. They say they don't have that much space, in which case, make your spouse's first name your middle name. So it will say, Marina Daniel Shepelsky on the letters coming to my house. For example, if I wanted my husband and I to have a joint bill for an interview. Or you can add your spouse's name, or like your name has to be added to your spouse's bill as the second line called care of. It's C /O, care of the other spouse. That allows you to have both names on the same bill. And if it's gas, you should have, let's say, gas and electric, if possible. If you don't have that, it's okay to have a cable bill, or like a Fios or an Optimum, like any kind of internet bill that has both names on it. All in one paper bill. And I'm not saying have one in one spouse's name and electricity in the other spouse's name. No, I'm saying on one bill from electricity, both spouses' name. On the second bill from gas, both spouses' names. Everybody's names on every bill. Now, for your interview, bring all of the bills and one set of copies. Same for tax returns. Everything that I'm talking about being your joint documents, proofs of your marriage on paper, make one set of originals, get it together, and one set of copies. USCIS will be taking your copies from you. Now, let's talk about pictures. You're going to buy a photo album and you're going to print all of your joint pictures with you together, with relatives, with friends, with family, with children, with parents at different times and different clothes and different locations, and you're going to put them in the album. And ideally, you would even sign the album. You buy the one where you can write on the side and you say the date and the time and the place and the event where the picture was taken and who is in the picture. You could say Marina and Dan at a family picnic at Daniel's cousin Irina's birthday on 4th of July. For example, 4th of July, 2022. There should be dates, there should be the place name, and you know, city and state. There should be the names of people in the picture and who they are. Be prepared that at the interview, USCIS might take 2 or 3 pictures from you to keep in their file, where the two of you, both spouses, are facing the camera like this, with your face fully facing forward. Now, let's talk about your bank statements. They only want to see bank statements that have both names on them. Hopefully, when you get married, you opened a joint bank account in both names and you've collected all the statements. If you don't have the statements, go to the bank, to your branch. They will print them out. All the statements that have 2 names on them. Now, if you don't have this, it's okay to bring one statement in one person's name, the other statement for the same month for the other person's name, to show at least that you're on the same address. That's really important. Your IDs should have a matching address, and that address should be the address on your forms. That is very important. Right in the beginning of the interview, the officer will say, may I see your IDs, your identifications, your driver's license or non-driver's ID, and your spouse's driver's license or non-driver's ID. That should have the matching addresses, as I mentioned. If they don't have matching addresses, USCIS will ask you why they don't match. And finally, you can't bring other miscellaneous things. For example, it could be invitations to events, it could be other mail, it could be, cards for birthdays and, other events, other occasions in both spouses' names. It could be plane tickets that show you traveled together and you had seats together on the same flight. Anything that shows that you've traveled together with kids or without, that's really good proofs of the marriage. So your paperwork is now in order. Your joint documents, you have one set of originals, one photo album, and one set of copies. Now let's talk about your biographical documents. You have to bring all of your identity and biographical documents to this interview. You also need to bring proof of your vaccinations and your COVID vaccinations. You also have to bring your medical exam in a sealed envelope. Your birth certificates, your marriage certificates, your changes of name, your divorces, any identity documents with English translations, one set of originals, one copy. Make a folder that looks like an accordion folder and put all of your originals and copies in there with the joint documents in the back. One set of originals, one set of copies. Make sure it closes with a rubber band so you don't lose your important documents. Make sure you bring all of your passports, your old passports. Maybe you got your US visa in the old passport, but since then you got a new passport. So bring all of your old passports and all of your new passports. If in doubt, bring it. I hope this helps you prepare for the interview. You can also watch my video. The link will be here about how to prepare for the Stokes interview, what kind of questions they ask, what are the topics that you need to know. I hope this was helpful to you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Please subscribe to my channel and give us a like for this video, and we'll make more just like this for your viewing pleasure and information. Bye-bye.